Hey, welcome to another edition of Kyle Meredith with. It's the interview series presented by WFPK at WFPK.org. Consequence and the Consequence Podcast Network. Thanks for making your way here and checking out the episode. Please do hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. I do new interviews just like this one every single week, so it's a great way to keep up with all of your favorite artists, discover some new ones. You can also grab us over in podcast land for the audio only versions, Spotify, Apple Podcast, NPR. WFPK.org, Consequence, or of course right here on YouTube for the video versions. But anywhere you get your podcast from, you can subscribe to Kyle Meredith with. And that's me, Kyle Meredith, today talking with legendary, one of the greatest actors of all time, Willem Dafoe. I could spend 10 minutes talking about his filmography, but Spider-Man, of course, Nosferatu lately, The Lighthouse, Poor Things, Platoon, on and on and on. Boondock Saints. He's really one of the greatest. He stars in The Man in My Basement, which was adapted by the book. Let's read about The Man in My Basement right here. The original book, of course, by Walter Mosley. It's set in the African-American neighborhood of Sag Harbor, New York. Charles Blakey, played by Corey Hawkins, is out of work, out of luck, and on the verge of foreclosure of his ancestral home. A knock on the door from a mysterious businessman, Aniston Bennett, played by Willem Dafoe, brings a bizarre and lucrative proposition. Rent his dusty stand-up basement out for the summer and receive enough money to clear his debts for good. Once Charles accepts, he finds himself led down a terrifying path that confronts his family ghosts and locks the men in a terrifying puzzle. At the heart of its race, the source of their traumas, and the root of all evil. It's a movie that sticks with you. Psychological thriller. Willem and I are going to talk about how genre helps propel a story. We're going to talk about the mindset that he may have quickly gotten into within this character who spends the majority of his movie locked in the basement. I want to talk about the way he gets into character. I want to ask about the way he gets into character. In fact, he just makes it look very easy, and he talks about it in such an easy way. So we're going to do all of that and a whole lot more, and I am so honored. He's one of the greatest actors of all time, one of my favorite actors of all time. We're talking about the movie The Man in My Basement. It's Kyle Meredith with Willem Dafoe.
Hi, Kyle.
Pleasure to talk to you. Congratulating you, I'm sure, along with everybody else on this incredible story here.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Um, Let's see, so when you see a script like this, just because there's so many layers to this, the personal and the bigger things, I don't know, what comes to your mind? Is this can I do this, or is it a how can I do this?
Yeah, it's how can I do this? Can I do this? Do I want to do this? Does this represent a proposal for an adventure? Am I going to learn something? Am I going to be engaged? Am I going to be kicked in the pants? You know, all those things.
And what was the
And
answer to
then,
that? Were you kicked in the pants?
yeah, a little bit. I'm always kicked in the pants. Every time. Every time. It's hard for someone to believe, but, you know, no matter how many times you do it, you always at the beginning say, how does this go? And I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, it's interesting too. I'm hoping this will be clear enough to you, because I've watched some of the other interviews just about acting and about how you approach a role. And the way you talk about acting reminds me of the way Keith Richards or Mike Campbell talk about guitar playing. Like
Okay, cool. That sounds
it
good.
doesn't feel like they're overthinking it, but they've got the tools already there, I guess.
Uh-huh.
You
I
never
don't know.
seem like you're overthinking something.
Oh, God, I think it's human nature to overthink something. But, I try to always keep on going back to, the basic things that I know, and then the refinement, gets expressed differently each time. But there's certain things that I always go back to. Um, so I guess that keeps me about overthinking it because performing is all about doing things.
Mhm.
And I don't talk a lot about it. You create a background and experience by doing things. And it's all about call and response and making a gesture and then making another gesture. I don't think about interpreting or what I have to say. I'm much more concentrated on the experience of the doing.
Well, you do a lot I mean, there's so much a part of this movie, you're trapped in a cage and the darkness and the light and the way that plays with that. Um, I'd like to ask, I guess, about this genre too, because we're seeing, especially in psychological thrillers and horrors, I guess they've always been able to tell stories, but there's something about it. I mean, we look at Black History right now, with movies like Us and Sinners and something. I mean, like, I don't know. Do you see when you wait? Do you think genre helps tell the story? That feels like an obvious way to ask that question. Too
No,
obvious.
no, I think that's, I can't quite identify what this is genre-wise. I guess you'd say psychological thriller
Mhm.
with a little horror spice in there. But yes, I think there are certain conventions that can propel things, and then you can that can make people relax and in how they look at something because they have the comfort. It's just like what narratives do sometimes. Narratives let people relax because there's a familiarity, there's a movement that they can hop on. But you can't let them just stay on the narrative. Otherwise, it's just a diversion and they sort of get in a trance. But I think genre invites sometimes, and people that may not want to deal with some of the themes in the movie will sneak up on them as they're kind of enjoying the aspects of the genre that they respond to. Then all of a sudden, this other stuff will creep up on them. So I think it can be a vehicle for some interesting discourse about very important things sometimes.
Well, and I mentioned that seeing you in that, like in that cage, and God, there's that. I won't give away the scene, but there's the one scene where you're in it, man. You are deep in it. Sure, you can act, but where do you go? Like psychologically? Maybe
Um,
specifically for this scene.
I pretend. That's what I do. I pretend I'm the guy. That's all.
But I mean, that's acting, right? Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
see,
Like,
now we're going back.
little kids, they're deep in it sometimes. I play the cop, you play the robber. Let's go.
Uh-huh.
They're in it. They're in it.
That's what I meant by the Keith Richards thing right there. Is like I just write the riff, man, and I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's what's because I'm not an actor in that way, but what scares me about that is thinking of going through that situation of this film specifically and what that would do to my own psyche to
You
inhabit that
mean
character.
as a person, like
Yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
you imitate these things or you pretend these things, they might hurt you yourself.
That's what it feels like it would do to be in that moment, time and time again, scene after scene.
You're protected. If you can survive this stuff in pretend, you start to get the illusion that you can survive it in life. So it becomes a little bit, once again, it becomes a vehicle for a certain kind of courage. Because really, every time you work on a film, you're kind of like, how does this go? Can I pull this off? You always start with a place of insecurity. First days on a set are miserable for me because I'm nervous. You'd think that after doing this many times, you'd be like, I got this, but it's never like that. And as I say, I'm thankful for it because that's what keeps you alive and that's what keeps you on it and not just sleepwalking through stuff that you already know. So I guess, using your guitar example, it's probably the same thing. You know, you can
What,
play a song a million times, but if you know how to enter it every million times, then you're a musician.
yeah, right, right. So kind of veering in that direction still, like, does it change the experience like for this to be a two-hander for you?
Yeah, it does. I mean, the conditions of the story and the conditions of the shooting, whether it's a big budget, low budget, quick shoot, little shoot, new director, old director, all that stuff gets factored in. and gets expressed in how it conditions what you're doing. But the clear thing about this is, it's much is hung on the text, much more than usual, I'd say. And the shooting is quite direct for the most part because the emphasis is on, the text is very strong in this.
Some of those lines, I think I wrote down so many, but like people die every day. Like, that's there's a lot of good lines in this. There's something about that one that just hangs with me.
Okay.
That's
That, you know, yeah, it's all the context of the speeches. Sometimes
sure.
um, the things that are expressed are a little prosaic, but given where they sit in the speeches, they kind of sing sometimes.
For you to be as busy. God, I was looking at it. 5 movies last year, 7 the year before, 6 this year. And I think I'm going back to what I was talking about beforehand about, having a character sit with you like that. Like, are you just visiting the characters? Like again, that's just so many people to inhabit in quick succession, I guess.
It is, but you're activated by the camera, and the situation makes the character. Characters are revealed through the actions and the situation. And when those situations and the environment to make that character be born is gone, the character goes away too. I mean, you carry all these characters around. You do too. You're capable of all kinds of behavior. Anyone's capable of any kind of behavior. And you're just willfully tapping in to those things and trying to let them emerge. I mean, you think of the body, all the functions that happen without your volition. They happen without you. So your job is kind of to direct the ship, and then the ship will, go in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, kudos to you and the whole team for what you all did here.
Okay,
Again, just
good.
what a brilliant movie. And thank you so much for taking the time to talk about it.
Sure. Okay.
All
Thanks.
right. And thanks to my guest. Also, thanks to you for checking out the episode in the series. Before you get out of here, hit that subscribe button. Again, you get 3 brand new interviews every single week, new one every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at right here on YouTube, or of course anywhere in podcast land, including iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podchaser, NPR, or WFPK.org as well. A great way to keep up with your favorite artists and discover new ones as well. Then after that, actually head over to WFPK.org. That's where I do a show Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. It's an hour full of song premieres, music news, anniversary spins, bonus interviews, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern at WFPK.org. Consequence has your music and film news. You can also find me on the social media spots, Facebook, Instagram, mostly on Twitter. All 3 of them, the address is at Kyle Meredith. Do hope you like and follow along. That does it for another edition. I'm Kyle Meredith. I'll see you next time.